guys, I just want everybody to know that I just keyed my ex's truck.
You cannot tell me that you're not doing it for attention.
I think some people need to realize that not everything's meant to be shared on the internet.
So today we're going to be talking about a problem that I've been seeing since I started making videos on this channel, and that is the amount of oversharing that everyone seems to do online now. The most personal or intimate details of somebody's life put out to the world for attention and views. And this has been going on for such a long time now that it's started to change the way people think. And a lot of them don't even realize that they're oversharing anymore. To them, it's almost like a requirement to post on social media 24/7. So we're going to be taking a look at a lot of examples today, along with comments from you guys from previous videos. So if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just start off with a couple examples of oversharing that basically turns into self-snitching.
Hi guys, I just want everybody to know that I just keyed my ex's truck. I put cheater because he cheated on me. A couple smiley faces. This one's my favorite one. F you, obviously. Heart. I put my initials so that he knows who it was. XOXO. And then I put some random scratches on this side because I didn't really know what to do.
Not trying to condone what he did, but your first thought was to take out your phone and show everybody that you keyed his car. I mean, I guess overall it's a good thing to record this because it'll be an open and shut case when he takes you to court for damages. But in what world do you think that this would be okay to do, other than basically knowing that you're going to get attention and views from this? Tell me your frontal lobe isn't developed without telling me. You're catching a charge. Did he perhaps cheat on you because you're a psycho? Girl, delete this. And she did not. It's been up for basically a month now. So not only did she film her confession, but she plastered her fingerprints all over it. Oh, this is going to be a very interesting video. We have a comment from one of you guys with a very similar topic, people getting fired over their TikToks, and the first thing they do is record another video saying that they got fired for the entire world to see, almost guaranteeing yourself to have a very difficult time looking for a job in the future. But the people who say you couldn't have waterboarded this out of me when these people overshare crazy stuff online with their whole face and name attached are right. Stop doing this, but they won't. All for maybe a couple 100,000 views, or hey, even a couple million views on TikTok. That's pretty common. Maybe some of the thought process is that you'd somehow be able to build a fan base and a career out of this, but that almost never happens. One video will go super viral, oversharing, and then it goes back to normal. And the possible monetary gain for these types of TikToks, even when we're talking about millions of views, is not nearly as much as you think. But we have another clip just like the first.
We also have an incident in one of our laboratories where somebody was apparently smoking or vaping in the laboratories. We take these very seriously. We don't know exactly who did it, but we have a suspect, and there will be penalties if we're able to identify the person, especially if there's a repeat offense. We cannot tolerate this kind of behavior. It causes us a lot of concern up here in the flight deck.
Again, your first thought process is to record this and incriminate yourself. Haha, caught in 4K, that's hilarious. All for a possible viral TikTok post, while also putting yourself on the no-fly list. I mean, the internet is just an absolutely unbelievable place. We can look at some of the comments. Congrats, you're a bad person. That's embarrassing for you. Not a flex. Imagine being so addicted to something you can't wait a few hours. Sad. They'll never find me. Immediately post it to TikTok. With at least her first name and of course what she looks like on the internet, probably wouldn't be too hard to find out exactly who she is. That's so freaking gross and desperate. I mean, there were many comments like that, all for those sweet, sweet views.
I think some people need to realize that not everything's meant to be shared on the internet because, it's called personal information for a reason, because it's like personal to you, like you know it and not everybody else. But because I've seen a lot lately on the internet, like one of my creators that I follow who's like this like bar lady, and she's been very public about like the divorce she's been going through or whatever, like she went through. But she posted a video about how she was supposed to meet up with her ex-husband and to drop off the kid or whatever, and like in it, like the ex-husband like went to the wrong place or whatever, so she's like mad at him, trashing him, but the kid's in the back seat. So like I just feel like the internet doesn't need to like hear you doing that, especially when your kid's in the back seat and you're obviously very upset at the situation. Like maybe just keep that to yourself. It just, I don't think the internet needs to know that.
But the relationship side of social media is an absolute beast. It's basically like talking about politics in 2025. Some people have a borderline addiction, just obsessing over other people's relationships. If there's one single argument between a couple, the entire comment section is, oh, break up with them. They don't deserve you, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants to be miserable. And on top of it, oversharing your divorce, yelling at the husband or ex-husband in front of the kid, most likely putting him on social media for everyone. That's probably going to be a great thing to to see in the future when that kid grows up. But again, I'm basically going to say the same thing for each one of these examples, all for that small amount of views and attention.
Or you'll see some content creators share like very intimate details about like their family, children, relationships, and it's like, I personally wouldn't share that stuff because that's just like, you're supposed to be sharing part of your life, not every single detail to us. And hell, I even see it with people I know on like Instagram or Snapchat. Like one of the people I follow, he posted that he was like having issues with his parents and that he wanted to fight them and that like he was just going to move out whenever he could. Like, you know, great that you felt comfortable enough to share that, but maybe you should keep that to yourself and just work on it before letting the whole world know what issues you have going on. I'm just saying, like, if you feel comfortable sharing it, like, sure, but I don't think the whole world needs to know all of your personal problems, you know?
I feel like almost all of us have some sort of family member or friend that does exactly this, post every 30 minutes on Facebook for the past decade. Nobody really needs to know every single detail of your life, and especially when it comes to arguments or problems with family or friends. To me, that would just escalate the entire situation because now you told everybody on the internet about the issues that you're going through, most likely causing a rift, and now your problem just got a whole lot worse. Some of the comments, I hate it when people post questions that they could Google too. Views over morals now, I mean, that's 100% true. Oversharing is so common now and it shouldn't be normalized. Why do I know your trauma? Get a therapist or something. Social media is now a public diary where you want to air out your dirty laundry for everyone to see. It's honestly crazy, and we've had different examples of this on the channel already. The videos of people getting fired because of their TikToks, and then they make a TikTok with all the things that they did wrong with the company while openly bashing them online, and you're surprised you got canned. Or the video with the iPad kids, because a lot of children have screen addictions now. They don't really know any better because you gave them a tablet basically as soon as they were born. So if they don't get what they want, they absolutely lose their mind. And the parents' first thought is to grab their phone, record the tantrum, and put it up online for everyone to see. I mean, you can't make this kind of stuff up. I think this comment goes really well with this topic also. People need to learn to shut up. Nobody's job is perfect, but complain to your friends instead of a video. If you're oversharing online, it comes back to bite you, and don't get upset about it either. Maybe that could be another topic in and of itself. A lot of people don't really have friends anymore. Maybe they kind of have internet friends, but it's not really the same as person to person. So you can complain about your job or your spouse, friends, family, whatever to somebody in person, but if you do the exact same thing with a video online, somebody you don't want to see it is going to, and the entire situation's going to get even worse.
I will never understand, and you will never provide an explanation that makes me feel any different about this. The people who are all in their feelings, crying, tears coming out of their face, and they set up their phone, open TikTok, hit record, continue crying, hit stop, edit the video, and post the video. You cannot tell me that you're not doing it for attention. I will never ever change my mind on that.
Honestly, I have to agree with him. We could look at some of the comments too. I agree. Same with the folks who record themselves doing good deeds. I still remember a clip we watched where some influencer, YouTuber, something was going and donating turkeys for Thanksgiving, and they had an entire camera crew, I mean several people going recording them, making it look like they were donating a ton of food. And when the camera stopped rolling, they took out a good portion of the food that they were supposed to be donating. So in the end, it was just a PR campaign for whatever social media platform they were on. I'll never understand it either. It's so bizarre. Pay attention to me. I immediately scroll when I see someone crying. I'm gonna be honest, I see this kind of stuff all the time. Exactly what he said. They're crying, they immediately put their phone right to their face and keep talking or crying. It's honestly pretty uncomfortable, and it's very interesting to see when they don't get the exact response that the creator wanted when they uploaded. Here's another one, face of someone who missed an AP test because it started at 8 and I got there at 7:52. The exact same thing he was talking about, just sitting there crying. But if you take a look, the creator turned off the comments because she did not get the exact response that she wanted. Many people were saying you should have come a lot earlier. This is all your fault. What did you expect? When the creator probably wanted, oh, I feel so bad for you. It's okay the next time. But still, this got over 500,000 likes. So instead of deleting the entire video because she knew it was embarrassing and the response isn't what she thought, she still kept the clip up, but just censored anybody from responding. Another comment from you guys, oversharing on social media is an epidemic. Stop posting on the job or about the job. It's opening yourself up to trouble, but these addicts can't resist TikTok. I know a lot of this has become entertainment, and we touched a little bit on the relationship side, but now we're getting to the point where people are just openly lying about situations for the attention.
One of my favorite genres of TikTok are the dating girlies, and you don't know if they're lying or not about going on these dates. Like, they are always going on first dates, and you never hear about a second or third date. And when you do, you're like, oh, is it because she caught up on the comments? People saying, like, are you making this up? And why are you never going on second or third dates? I like that they could possibly be lying because I think that that's very creative. I miss Molly Rutter's dating content. Like, she got banned or something, removed herself from the app. She has a new account, but it just doesn't hit the same. Like, I want you to be making up dating stories. The main reason that I think it's a lie is because it's like, there are not that many men to go on dates with on the apps or in real life.
Okay, so there's a lot to talk about there. First, the one saying there are not enough guys on the dating app to go out on dates with, I feel like is fundamentally wrong. I think it's basically just a sausage party, but whatever. The relationship side of social media has blown up talking about your first dates and whatever, so much so that people are just lying about their experiences, which brings on crazier and crazier stories, and the longer these viewers watch, the more normal they think that this actually is, probably contributing to the very terrible dating scene. But now it's almost celebrated to lie about experiences, oversharing every portion of your life because it's fun. It's a creative way of making videos. That's a crazy thing to me. But we could go back to the friends and family issue, talking about that online for everyone to see.
One thing I'm quickly realizing in real estate is that all of your family and friends that cheered you on through the classes and were so excited for you to get licensed don't use you. And they don't tell you either that they're going to be using somebody else. You just get online one day and you see that their house is listed and you're like, wait a second. And they don't like any of your things you post. They don't share any of your business. They don't tell anybody what you do. And nobody prepared me for that.
So before I say anything, let's just go to the comments. Rule of thumb, if you're dependent on friends and family being your customers, you don't have a business. Most people don't want to mix business with friends for very good reasons. And if you're good at what you do, you'll build a customer base organically without friends' charity. Honestly, I wouldn't have a family member as my realtor. It's way too messy. Don't take it personally. We never mix family and business ever. I don't want someone close to me working for me. Also, I wouldn't use a new realtor. Gotta earn your reputation. Never mix family and business. My dad is a real estate agent. I mean, tons of comments. You guys get the point. But not only is this a response for most people, I think the exact same way. Mixing family and business can be a recipe for disaster. You decide to put this up online for anybody to see, like your friends and family, and basically outing them, saying that they didn't help you on your real estate business, which overall is not a very good business to be in the first place. There's some statistic out there where a good portion of real estate agents don't even sell a house a year. It is very oversaturated. Approximately 71% of real estate agents did not sell a house last year. But you just needlessly calling out your friends and family, like why would you do that? And it's gotten to the point where people overshare so much that they try to make an entire business off of it.
I am 30 years old and I just surrendered my house to the bank, and I truly feel like it was one of the most freeing decisions that I've ever made, although very scary. So let's talk about it.
So if you watch videos on my main channel, we've talked about this person a couple times, going in and out of debt several times. And then when talking about your debt on TikTok became very popular, there were many people discussing their finances and how they were getting out of the hole because so many people are in debt right now. She ended up making those types of videos saying that she was going to change her life, get out of debt forever. And then she ended up declaring bankruptcy. Not only that, but with also gaining a following with a majority of people in the same type of bad financial situation. She started to have links to bankruptcy attorneys getting kickbacks and affiliate links, promoting it to the same audience that has those financial problems. There's a whole rabbit hole for this. I mean, she apparently surrendered her house. Now she's a life coach. We can look at some of the comments. Lights are on, but nobody's home. I'm curious in how someone's life is in this much disarray can be a choice of any kind. It's good that you're taking steps to improve your life, but how does this qualify you to be a life coach? So we could go over 75,000 followers with the link in the description, and here they all are. The Feel landing page, a in-depth course, $197 or $100 a month. Loss to Limit monthly membership, $44 a month. The Quantum Momentum 90-minute activation call. What does that even mean? $222 though. And a self-help book, Learning to Soar, for $22 on Amazon. We could just transition into a rage bait / satire oversharing account.
My husband literally named our daughter after a OF creator. Now, mind you, I am just finding out about Sophie Rain. Now, when I was pregnant and he brought up the name Sophie Rain, I never asked him where it came from because I thought it was super cute. Sophie Rain. Sophie Rain, okay?
So this is somebody with over 300,000 followers, and she even says, for entertainment purposes only, satire, rage bait, most hated, stay-at-home mother of 6. Just makes up the craziest, most detailed, intimate moments of her life, and it works out. It's pretty profitable for her, but we're getting to the point where people have used social media for such a long period of time that if you're a private person and you don't share everything immediately with anybody on the planet, some people will start getting mad at you.
Can I just say that something that I find very annoying in a person is someone who says that they are super private. Oh, I'm super private. Oh, I don't blah, 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 blah. If you're not an open book, I'm not interested. And especially in like a friendship sense, like if I have to spend years peeling back the layers of you to find out information, to get to the juicy details, I'm not interested. Now that's just more emotional labor than I'm interested in doing for a friendship. And I don't know, I just find that to be like, I don't want to call it a turnoff in a person, but kind of. Open book or bust.
I feel like this would be the person to have updates every single day about what she's doing on Facebook, how her kid's doing in Little League, and this one's got a sleepover at this person's house. We're going camping next week here and there, and just way too much, and they think that this is normal. So if you don't share everything all at once, that's a turnoff. They're against you now. And respectfully, us private people steer clear from people like this. You're probably the reason why your peers are private. You're a red flag to private people. Who cares if you're interested? Get over yourself. You sound annoying. What an odd thing to say. She thought this was relatable. You don't seem very safe to open up to if you're already this judgy. Honestly, that seems pretty accurate. You might be on one of the Facebook posts if you tell her any sensitive information, but we're going to finish off on the influencer side of social media because many people's hopes is to become one of them, sharing everything, but mainly it's just a highlight reel, making it look like your life is so perfect, when in reality you're doing something completely different, and in this case, illegal.
A British student shared her extravagant life travelling all over the world. It turns out she was hiding a big secret. When Bella May Cully's posts abruptly stopped last week, her parents became concerned, thinking she may have gone missing on a trip to Thailand. The 18-year-old had been apprehended 3,000 miles away in Georgia, carrying 14 kilograms of cannabis. In posts on TikTok and Instagram, Cully had flaunted huge stacks of cash. Now she could face decades in a cramped ex-Soviet prison. And that's not all. Appearing in court yesterday, she claimed she was pregnant. Her lawyer says that she's terrified and confused.
I mean, I don't know what you're confused about. I don't want to be in prison at all anywhere, but when you're talking about overseas, man, it makes the US prisons look pretty nice. And no matter what stance you have on weed, if it's illegal in one of those types of countries, I would never mess with it. But she showed every part of her perfect life, going on vacation, having a whole bunch of money and all of that, and in reality, she's probably going to prison. So that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.